Yes lads, how you all doing? Welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Now today, boys and girls, I'm going to bring you guys the Leicester versus Brighton match preview. So there, boys and girls, after a pretty decent result last time out in Premier League actions, Leicester picked up another point away from him as of course due to Wolves 0-0 at the Molineux in a pretty boring game to say the least. However, FA Cup action is our attention now, as tomorrow night on Wednesday night we will take on Brighton at the King Power Stadium in the 5th round of the FA Cup. So that being said, in today's video I'm going to bring you guys the Leicester versus Brighton match preview. I'll go for the Brighton side of things, my thoughts on the game, my prediction, also my score prediction for Wednesday night's pretty big game in the FA Cup. But just before we get into all that, make sure a big thumbs up down below on today's video if you guys are going to enjoy today's video, as of course today I bring you guys the Leicester versus Brighton match preview. The FA Cup's now here and the content continues on the channel, so if you guys do enjoy today's video, let me know, drop a like. Also, subscribe to see my face on your screen before we are now edging ever closer to 2,000 subscribers. So yeah guys, if you have not already subscribed to the channel, first of all, what are you doing? Go down below and turn that subscribe button grey. And also, as always, most importantly, just let me know your thoughts game, your score predictions, your predictions, all in the comment section down below, boys and girls. But yeah, without further ado, let's quit the waffling and let's get into the Leicester versus Brighton match preview. So then, getting straight into today's match preview, you guys should know the drill by now. Of course, going to start by talking a bit about the opposition side of things. Of course, Brighton are our opponents in the FA Cup 5th round tomorrow at the King Power Stadium. Once again, I kind of forgot to ask a Brighton fan, so yeah, I'm going to have to get the laptop out again. And we're going to speak about the mighty Brighton and Hove Albion going into tomorrow's game. So Brighton currently sitting 15th place in the Premier League table. So far on the FA Cup, they've played Newport and Blackpool, and both those games they've kind of scraped them. So I don't think we can really read into too much of them, because obviously Newport and Blackpool, I believe, are both in League One. So it's fair to say they've only just got through to this round. But of course, it's going to be a tough game against Brighton. Most recently in the Premier League, of course, they have picked up some great results. Of course, they beat Tottenham, they beat Liverpool as well. So it's not going to be an easy game. It's going to be interesting to see what sort of side Brighton do put out. I imagine they will make a few changes. I have heard that Brighton are going to make some changes, and I think Leicester will as well. So it's going to be a difficult one to be honest. I think Brighton are there for the taking. Leicester do have a very good record again. Of course, Brighton do have some great players and lots of more pay if they do start. So we have to be careful of them. Of course, if they start, I do rate the Basuma and Lamptey if he's playing. I think he's injured. But overall, Brighton have a pretty solid side. But overall, I think their second team is not the greatest. So if they are going to make a number of changes, I think it will be a weakened Brighton side, and it's definitely Brighton side which Leicester can get at. Overall, recently though, Brighton's form has been alright. Although they sit 15th in the Premier League, their expected points are much higher as well. So I think they are playing quite well, but they're just not as clinical in front of goal. Knowing Leicester, they'll probably put all the goals in, so we have to be careful with that one. But overall, it's the 5th round of the FA Cup. Both teams are going to be up for it. Brighton, they got to the semi-finals a few years ago as well, so they are experienced in the FA Cup and trying to get through. So it's going to be a big game, but hopefully Leicester can get the win. Obviously, Brighton coming to this game on mixed form. Of course, last game they got a draw against Burnley, and apparently they didn't play too well. So it's going to be an interesting one. But overall, Brighton, it's a Premier League side. We have to be careful of that, and it's not going to be as easy as some of the FA Cup games we've had already. So we need to be careful of that. But overall, I'm pretty confident that Leicester can get the win. But yeah, boys, that is it for speaking about Brighton going into the game. So there, boys and girls, that is it then for the Brighton side of things. A very quick preview talking about Brighton. But yeah, who really cares? Let's get into talking a bit about Leicester then going into the game. Right then, Brighton at home then for Leicester tomorrow in the FA Cup 5th round. The games continue to come in thick and fast, of course, this time in FA Cup action. And of course, Brighton, it's going to be a difficult game. Of course, we have already taken on Brighton so far this season. That resulted in a 3-0 victory for Leicester. Beautiful scenes. That was a very good performance from Leicester. So hopefully that can happen once again. Obviously, it's the FA Cup. I think there's going to be changes. So it's going to be a tough one. But overall, I'm pretty confident that Leicester can get the win. The senders into the next round of the FA Cup, which I believe is the quarter-finals. Of course, Leicester come into tomorrow's game off the back of a 0-0 draw against Wolves. Of course, that was a very boring game. I know I said the boring about 10 times in the match reaction. So if you guys want to watch my thoughts on a 0-0 draw, feel free to watch the match reaction. There'll be a link in the description. But of course, that result was alright. Wasn't the greatest. We came close towards the end, but a point is still a decent result. Hopefully we can build on that and hopefully get back to winning ways in the FA Cup. Obviously, you can't be drawing the FA Cup because obviously it's not league and it's going to go straight to penalties as well. That's the new version of the FA Cup this year. But of course, so far in the FA Cup this season, Leicester have been quite good. Because got a 4-0 victory against Stoke and a 3-1 winner. Was it 3-1 or 4? I'm not too sure against Brentford, but we got the win in that one, of course. I think it was 3-1. So yeah, Leicester done quite well in the FA Cup so far. Of course, course, them teams have both been Championship, but them two have been away from home. So of course we're back at home, but this time with a Premier League team in the fifth round. And overall, I'm pretty confident that Leicester can get the win, and I think Leicester are taking the cup very seriously this year. So hopefully we can get another win to progress into the next round, like I said, which I think is the quarter-final. So Leicester are getting closer to just to the final. Of course, the next team in our path is the mighty Brighton and Hove Albion. So let's speak about the game then in a bit more detail. So overall, it's a difficult one to predict just how the game's going to go, because I think both sides are going to make a few changes, and obviously they're not as used to just playing football as regularly. So it's going to be interesting to see. I think Leicester will probably control possession because Brendan Rodgers is transforming the whole club into more of a possession side. Obviously Brighton like to play that possession style as well. I think in the reverse fixture it was more of Leicester, and Brighton were quite poor on the day, I do believe. So if that can happen again, I'll definitely take it. But overall, even if the sides are going to make changes, those players who are not playing as regularly are going to want to make the impact. So it's not like it's going to be a boring game, because the players are going to be proper going for and trying to just make a point and try and get into that first United just for the coming games in the Premier League. So it's going to be an interesting one. I think both sides will make a few changes, just like I've been saying. Obviously both sides have had a lot of games recently, in particular just with Leicester as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how the game goes. For me, I think Leicester will probably control the ball a bit more and trying to break down that Brighton defence. I think Brighton may go with a 5 at the back formation. We'll see just how Brighton just line up in the game. Of course, Brighton have played some nice football this season as well. Of course, up front, if more play starts, you have to be careful of his pace and behind. And I think if he starts, I think Brighton will just sit back and look to counter attack just with the pace in behind. They've got some fast winners as well at Brighton, depending on who starts. So it's going to be an interesting one. But for me, I think Leicester will probably control the ball and look to break in behind that Brighton defence, and that's what we've done in most FA Cup games this season. And just with that change side, it's worked quite well each time. So hopefully that can happen again. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting game as both sides like to play a similar style of football. So the boys and girls, that is it then for the Brighton side of things. Of course, just saying my thoughts on the game. So yeah, as always, let's get into my predicted lineups. Yeah, this is the side I think Brendan Rodgers will go start against Brighton tomorrow night in the FA Cup fifth round. So yeah, this one is going to be a difficult one, because I think just like I've been saying about 10 times already, I think there's going to be changes. So it's going to be a difficult one to predict. But as always, I'm going to stick with the 4-3-3 formation or the 4-2-3, and of course it's very interchangeable. So yeah, starting goal then we'll be going with Danny Ward. Of course, Schmeichel start against Stoke, Ward start against Brentford. I don't know who it's going to be this time, but let's just go with Danny Ward, because obviously Schmeichel has played a lot recently. He's been doing well with Schmeichel. Of course, Ward is a good backup keeper, and I'm fully confident that he can have a solid performance. Yeah, Ward will be the goalkeeper. It could be Schmeichel, who knows? But yeah, let's just go with Ward. Right, and moving into the back four. So yeah, start up at right back. Of course, we'll be going with James Justin. Of course, JJ he's played consistently for Leicester for the last few months or so, and of course he's been fantastic, but obviously still young, and we don't really have any other options at right back apart from Ricardo Pereira, who could start in a different position, so we'll see about that one later. But yeah, right back we'll be going with James Justin. Of course, he's been brilliant for Leicester. He's still young, and I don't think he's going to need a rest yet. JJ at right back for me. Of course, he's played both games as well in the FA Cup this season. Of course, scored that fantastic goal against Stoke in the third round. So yeah, JJ at right back. Centre backs then, starting off then, we'll be going with Kagler Soyuncu. Of course, he is also he played the last couple of games as Soyuncu, but of course he's only returning back to full fitness here. This game will give Soyuncu another chance to get some more minutes just into his legs. Of course, he has played recently a lot, but we don't really have that many other centre-back options. Of course, Big Wes and Little Wes Morgan and Fofana are both injured. So yeah, it will be Soyuncu for me as the other centre-back. And into the final centre-back, the left centre-back, we'll be going with Christian Fuchs. I think it's between him or Daniel Amartey, but I think it will be Fuchs. Obviously, Fuchs is usually left-back, but he can play at centre-back as well. So yeah, Fuchs and Soyuncu centre-back pairing, and at left-back, we'll be going with the youngster of Luke Thomas. Of course, he was involved quite a bit a few months ago. So we've got some players back in Ricardo, and Castagna was back for a bit, now he's injured again. So but yeah, I think Luke Thomas will get a start. I think he's been alright so far this season. He's played the other FA Cup games as well. So yeah, Luke Thomas will be left back, and that's my back four complete. Right, and moving into the midfield three. So yeah, started off in that defensive role. Of course, we'll be going with Hamza Chowdhury once again. I know I've said there's going to be some changes, but this one is not going to be changed once again. Of course, Wilfred Ndidi is almost back to full fitness. He could come on in the game, but I think it will be Chowdhury's start. It's between Hamza Chowdhury and Mendy in my opinion, but I thought Hamza was great against Wolves. He's still young, so I don't think Hamza needs that much of a rest. Obviously, Ndidi's back soon, so Hamza is not going to get a shout. So yeah, Hamza Chowdhury in that defensive role for me. I think he's going to be key in breaking up those Brighton counter-attacks if there is any. Moving ahead then, we'll be going with Youri Tielemans in that box-to-box role. It's not a change again, but I think Youri's going to play. He's been class so far this season. He's played every FA Cup game as well so far. So yeah, Tielemans in that box-to-box role, and here comes the changes in that cam role. We'll be going with Ayoze Perez in that cam role. Of course, Perez usually plays on the right side, but I think James Maddison will get rest. Of course, Maddison's still got this sort of knee injury he's done alright to go through it. So yeah, I think Maddison will get rest ahead of the big game on Saturday against Liverpool. So yeah, Perez in that cam role. Of course, Perez has played quite recently. He's played most games on the right side recently, but he hasn't really done anything. But at cam, it's more of his natural position. It gives Perez a chance to perform, I guess. So yeah, Perez in that cam role, and then that is it then for my midfield three. And finally moving into the front three. So yeah, starts off in that left wing position, of course, we'll be going with Harvey Barnes. Most recently, Barnes has been a bit up and down. He's been a bit quiet, but overall, I think Barnes has been fantastic so far this season. Yeah, hopefully, I think Barnes will start to, just to be honest, we don't really have any of the left wingers. They're all right. So yeah, Barnes will be the left winger for me. Now onto the right hand side, the changes coming. It's time for the Undertaker, Cengiz Under, to finally get a start. He's been needing the start for a while, and he hasn't got. I don't know what Brendan Rodgers is thinking, but yeah, hey yo. But I think this is the time for Cengiz Under to start. Of course, started in the FA Cup game against Brentford a couple of weeks ago. Of course, scored in that one as well. So yeah, Under to start on the right hand side. I think he needs to start to Under, because if you don't, who knows? But yeah, right wing will be Cengiz Under, and up top we'll be going with the king, Kelechi Iheanacho, to start. Of course, Vardy is back to full fitness, but I think we just need to save him for, just like I said, for the massive game on Saturday against Liverpool at home. So yeah, Iheanacho to start up top, but we could definitely see Vardy to come on the last 30 minutes, so just like against Wolves. So yeah, Iheanacho up top, and then of course that is it then for my front three. So there was girls, and that is it for the Brighton side of things. My thoughts game, and just then my predict time. So as always, finally getting into my score prediction then for the game. Of course, it's not going to be a draw. It's going to go either way. For me, I think Leicester will get the win to progress into the quarterfinals of the FA Cup. I'm going to go with a 3-1 victory to Leicester. I think we'll get another convincing win at home against Brighton. Goal scorers for me, I think Iheanacho will bag, Under will get one, and then I'm going to give Hamza Chowdhury to probably with a goal as well, maybe from a corner. That's probably not going to happen. And of course, with Brighton, I'll probably go with more play to score, and he better not do that celebrations. Yeah, 3-1. I'm going to go for Leicester. As always, just let me know your score predictions, your predict times as well in the comment section down below. But yeah, I'm pretty confident that Leicester can secure the win to send us into the next round. So there was goals. That is it then for the Leicester versus Brighton match preview. If you guys have enjoyed today's video, as always, just let me know by dropping a like. Subscribe as well to the channel if you guys haven't already. And as always, just let me know your thoughts, your predict times, your score predictions, all that stuff in the comment section down below. But yeah, I'll see you all for the live watch on tomorrow night, and hopefully Leicester can progress into the next round. I'm in Sportsa, and I'll see you guys very, very soon in the next video. Peace, guys.